Dear young leader, the very essence of leadership is that you have a vision. You cannot blow an uncertain trumpet. In other words, to lead well, you have to see well. Welcome to Dear Young Leader Media Spotlight. This is a global community that shares spotlight on young leaders who are doing amazing things in their sphere of influence and setting the pace for other young leaders. Today, we have an amazing, exceptional young leader who is changing the pace in his sphere of influence. With me is no other person, an amazing friend. I mean, I'm very particular about this person because he's so dear to me. And then he said to me one certain time that the hallmark of leadership is integrity. And I agree with him. And I've seen that mantra play out in his leadership style and in his life in general. I have the pleasure to welcome no other than Mr. Wisdom Okon, the President of Genetics and Biotechnology Student Association of the University of Calabar. Welcome. I'm very honored to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Our pleasure is all mine. Okay, welcome. Today, he's going to share some light on visionary leadership and the laws of leadership. So, Mr. Wisdom, I'd like to have your perspective on what visionary leadership is about.
Okay, visionary leadership is all about anticipating vision.
Right.
Leadership is something that is multifaceted. Leadership is something that is very, very broad.
Right.
Yeah, leadership is not something that it's simple as it was. It's not as simple as it was. Yeah, leadership is something that it actually requires versatility.
Sure.
So that's what leadership is all about. And in this, it actually requires service, because the bone of contention when we are talking about leadership is you being able to serve, and that is where everything about leadership comes to be very, very complicated. Okay? So with that, vision leadership is all about you casting visions, as well as you are able to anticipate visions and then motivate people through your own influence to actually follow that vision, because it's not really very easy for you to cast a vision and then you tell someone that okay, this is the blueprint.
Okay.
It's not really very easy, but with visionary leadership you can do it. You cast the vision and then you are able to influence the people, motivate the people to follow you. That is the angle of persuasion, to follow you, and then with that your visionary leadership will definitely come to play.
What are the attributes of a successful leader?
Okay, for one to be considered as a successful leader, one needs to have basic parameters that would be considered as being a good leader.
Wow.
Yeah, so one has to be a good leader first before being a successful leader. So the premise of being a successful leader is you being a good leader. So you must have the attributes in your DNA to actually exemplify you to be a good leader. Just like in genetics, when once a certain gene is being created, then definitely what you express, the protein that will be expressed, the gene that will be expressed will be something that will be malfunction. So that's the same thing in leadership. When once you don't have this component, this ingredient in your own genetic component, your genetic material as a leader, definitely you will be a leader that is having a deformative structure. So number one, which is from your introduction, which is the father of everything that I like seeing even out there is, when once you're a leader, you should have this characteristic of having this integrity.
Right.
Because integrity is just the paramount of everything. But once you're a leader, you need to have integrity. So people would always trust you for who you are.
Sure.
So if you are someone that you have that impairment in integrity, then definitely it will be very, very difficult for someone to trust you.
Sure.
So you being a leader, you must have integrity spirit, and so you must be very accountable.
Right.
When you being there does not mean that okay, you are the boss, so you have to do anything. You must at all times be accountable to the people you are leading. Show them that this is it. So another thing is you have to be very, very confident as a leader.
Okay.
So you being confident is not you being overconfident. You being confident is you are leading with empathy.
Right.
You are leading with empathy. You are leading with awareness, the self-awareness. That is tell people this is it.
That's right.
And also you must be a good communicator.
Okay.
You must communicate with your people sincerely. You must tell them that this is it. Tell them what it is. Sometimes you know that okay, this is the basic thing, this is what is supposed to be done. But because you just want them to throw their ideas, you want them to you want them you have to listen to them, give them that listening ear. So from you listening to them, you will definitely learn and lead. So that is you listening, learning and leading in the same time.
Right.
You get?
Right.
So you must be a very good communicator as a leader. So there are so many other ones that actually
makes
makes for successful leader. So there are so many one of them.
Amazing. This discussion is really getting interesting. So what key take home? People buy the leader first before they buy the vision.
That's it.
So you must have it in for people to buy into it and also buy into it.
That's character. And that is like one of the goals of leadership. So we'll copy that.
I cannot wait. Very amazing. Okay, moving forward, what I would like to also get your take on the very outstanding skills. Let me say the most important skills in leadership.
Every skill is very, very important.
Right.
You don't have to underrate every skill that's needed. Like what I said, if you don't have these skills, if they are not there, people will see you as someone that don't have the competency to lead.
At all.
So every skill, I don't feel that there's the one that should override the other.
Okay.
So all of them needs to be in synergy with all like they need,
Synergy.
Yeah, they need to be that synergy. So there is no skill that is too good, too bad.
Right.
Yes. But for me personally, I love communication.
Okay. Wow, because without you communicating your ideologies, your vision, we go nowhere. The next question is, what strategies do you use to cultivate the culture of innovation and collaboration within a team?
Okay, that question is like 2 in 1 question.
Right.
So there are 2 in 1 questions.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the first one I would like to see is communication.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
Communication again.
that is like my basic strategy.
Basic, okay.
That is my basic strategy for me. So I have the vision. I know that this is what is supposed to be done. So I cannot just go ahead and start executing them without telling them. So I need to tell them this is it. So sometimes it might not be what they should buy, but because of it's coming from me, so I'll be able to tell them, okay, this is the blueprint of it. So I'll now have to motivate them and influence them, and tell them they will definitely follow. So that is one of the strategies I use in my own form of leadership as a visionary leader. Yeah, I think the second one was
strategies to fund innovation and collaboration.
Okay, for that of the innovation, everything boils down to person itself.
Okay.
Everything boils down to the person.
Right.
So innovative skill is peculiar to a particular person. To me, everything is in my heart, everything is in my head.
Okay.
So that's why I don't joke with what enters into my head. Like before something enters my head, I need to be very, very careful. I need to be very, very conscious of what enters into my head, because that is the seat and heart of consciousness.
Wow.
So I don't just allow things to permit into my head like that, because I think a lot. I think a lot. So my head, my heart, they are theaters of dreams.
Right.
So I don't just allow anything to just enter like that. If it's something that's not right, it's not entering. So for me to be able to be innovative, it's peculiar to me. That is it's idiosyncratic to me. So it's definitely it's on my own person. That's just it.
So lastly, I really don't want this conversation to end, but man, everything that has a beginning definitely has an end.
Yeah.
So the very last question, what are the laws of leadership and how relevant is it to the 21st century?
Okay, the laws of leadership are actually very, very important for the first century leader. So for you to be a successful leader in this 21st century, you need to definitely imbibe the laws of leadership into your own format of leadership. Because if you are not able to imbibe those laws of leadership, you will definitely not be a successful leader in this 21st century. Now that leadership is one of the well-defined skill out there. So there are different laws of leadership.
Right.
Yeah. One, the law of integrity, like I said. The law of integrity, we have the law of sacrifice, we have the law of buying, we have the law of priority, we have the law of addition, we have the law of vision and purpose. So there are different laws of leadership, and these different laws of leadership, they are always hand in glove, in connection with
Each
each
other.
other. So you need to have all these laws within your grip, within your DNA, so that you will be able to be a relevant leader. So once these laws are not there, once you are not conversant with these laws, then definitely you will be considered as an incompetent leader. So these laws of leadership are very, very important. They play a pivotal role in the 21st century leadership. So
it's more like they are the pillars of what true leadership is.
yeah. So for you to be considered, for you to be registered as a stronghold in leadership, definitely you must have all these laws. You must know the laws. Because now the law is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Since there are laws, you have to stick. Yes.
I like that. It's very, very key point there. Ignorance of laws. Of the laws is not an excuse. As a leader, you must be very open-minded and know your onions. Know your onions.
Exactly. Yeah. Because knowing the laws and you knowing your onions, that
right.
Yes, that nobody will just come and hit you from where you're supposed to be, because you already know that these are the basic things that is required of me.
Right.
So nobody can just come and alter you. You are just there.
Very, very, very wonderful. My God. These key points you're just blowing my mind. Man. What's your advice to every young leader out there?
Okay, to every young leader out there, one thing should be at your very own grip that leadership is all about service. If you are not ready to serve, you don't have to go into leadership role, because that's just the whole idea that surrounds leadership. So, and you need to have this burning desire for leadership. So this burning desire must be there, because there are some times that you fall and then you feel like, okay, it's suffocating. But because you have that burning desire, that you have that resilient spirit in you, you always keep moving. So you need to be a leader. You need to have all these things.
Keyword: servant leadership. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom Okon, for that wisdom nugget. always blowing our minds with nuggets. Thank you so much. For closing, what's your message to young leaders out there?
Okay, to all the aspiring young leaders out there, one thing is certain about leadership is all about service. Leadership is in position. And also, you have to have this burning desire as a leader, because if you don't have this burning desire are the resilience. They are the things that will keep you going as a leader. So if you don't have this burning desire, then definitely you will definitely fall as a leader. So you need to have this burning desire, because it is what is going to fuel you, and it's what is going to be keeping you to keep moving as a leader. So all these things are very, very important as a leader.
Well, like I said before, every beginning has an end, and it comes to the end of this insightful, very, very insightful conversation. Thank you so much. Load of thanks to Mr. Wisdom Okon. Thank you for honoring the invitation, and man, it has been a great pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you very much for finding me worthy for inviting me to this conversation. It's actually a pleasure, and it's something that's very heartwarming for me. Yeah, I see it as an opportunity, so I had to grab it.
Right, a leader grabs opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners. I hope and I know that you've learned a thing or two from this wonderful, amazing conversation. So till we come your way again, remain a proactive visionary in your space, in your niche. The global community of Dear Young Leader Media House is very much appreciative of the work that you do in your space, your little effort to make great impact. Well done. From the stables of Dear Young Leader Media House, we issue this certificate of recognition to you for your exceptional leadership.
Thank you very much, dear young leader in the house. I want to say I'm very, very appreciative of your work. I've been highly worthy of this amazing certificate of recognition. And definitely you have actually boosted my morale in terms of leadership. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.